Hi guys, this is Erika, and in today's video I'm answering another question from one of you guys. Thanks so much for sending them. I love answering them. But before we start, I just want to remind you that we are giving away a free course called How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. All the details are down below. Also, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, I would love to help you. I would love to be there along with you in your journey for manifesting your desires, your dreams, and remember, they're already yours. So yeah, I love helping you create a plan of action and remind you mainly who you are, which is what I do in the videos as well. But anyways, let's start with the video with the question. So here we go. And again, I'm intending that it's helping a lot of people. And remember, if we're talking about love and you're manifesting something else, all you have to do is apply the same type of mindset, right? But just change the subject of what you want to manifest. Okay, so it says, I have a question. Please, SB broke up with me for the second time. He said, you are kind, wonderful, but I am not the partner for you. You will find the right person. I wish you all the best. His decision seems final. His breakup text is playing in my mind on repeat. I don't see how things can be turned around. I want to be engaged and living together and eventually married. I can't believe it will happen for me. Additional backstory about SB. I have been on marriage manifestation journey for the last 20 years. Multiple SBs and breakups. SB and I met 2 years ago in January 2023. He broke up with me in March 2023 as he was undergoing a divorce and felt like he didn't have the bandwidth to date. He came back in August 2023 and we dated for about 1 year until August 2024. It was hot and cold. I felt breadcrumbed and unprioritized. I was harboring a lot of anger and resentment. After 4 months of no contact, he sent me a breakup text in December 2024, saying, you are kind, wonderful, I'm not the partner for you. You will find the right person. I wish you all the best in the future. I am completely heartbroken. Well, I'm sorry you went through that. I've been there before, so I completely understand what you're going through. And even the same little word that your SB used, I heard it too. So I know how it feels, but this is the thing. We have to, the first thing about conscious manifesting, the first thing that you have to do, that we all have to do, is remembering who we really are, right? We think that we just were this human person, right? Like I think that I'm just Erika, right? And I have to deal with whatever life throws at me, and that's not the case. So the first thing for conscious manifesting and why we are here, right, in this channel, it's just to remember that you are really who you really are, that you are the creator of absolutely everything that you experience. You have always been the creator, but maybe in the past you were manifesting, creating situations by default, by stories that you heard in the past, by, like you said, resentment and anger, by fears, by maybe, not maybe, but like, you know, if we see our parents' relationship and it was not the best, we get this idea, right? That subconscious program of this is how love is supposed to be, right? So basically, we're just experiencing life by default, right? And then especially when something really sad happens, it can be kind of like traumatic, right? So we get stuck in this on repeat of the same thing, right? The same pattern. It can be the same story with multiple SPs, like you mentioned. And again, I've been there too. So it's just because that version of you that went through that first, what the heck, right? That heartbreak, it's still there. It's still present. So it keeps, that version of you keeps repeating the story, right? It doesn't matter. That's why Neville used to say, nothing to change but self, no one to change but self, right? Change that story of like they always break up with me, so and embody a new version where things go your way. So So yeah, once again, I'm sorry you went through that, but remember who you are. Tell yourself, okay, this came from me, right? I see that there's been a pattern, right? So the only one that's going to change is me. I'm gonna let that past go, and we are going to thank that past, to thank what happened with SP, right? Because it was just a reflection, kind of like that red alert, like we have to drop this story. That's not who you are. That's why they say that the people closest to you, your lovers, right, your SPs, are your greatest teachers, because they're showing you exactly who you are being, the story that you are identifying with, right? So they are our greatest teachers. So instead of having that resentment towards them, and again, I understand and I've been there with you, instead of having that resentment, see them from a place of love and say, thank you for showing me the story that I had within. That maybe it wasn't a conscious story, right? But thank you for showing me that that's not my choice anymore, right? But first of all, I am the only source of my reality, right? I'm the only one who can decide how my life is gonna go, how people are gonna show up for me, what version of me I'm going to embody, right? And I'm going to completely drop that old story, and I'm going to embody the new, right? When? Now. So this is the work that we have to do when we're consciously manifesting. As soon as you wake up, tell yourself, who am I today? So I will recommend for you to tell yourself, I am this new version of myself, right? That is, and I've even done this before, which it sounds crazy, but hopefully maybe I'm intending that it helps you. But before I get up, right, as soon as I wake up, I imagine that I go into this room, right, where there's multiple versions of me, right, and I'm literally like choosing an avatar for like a video game. I'm choosing the version of me that has this story, right? I'm choosing the version of Erika that is. I'm choosing the version of you, of myself, that is, let's see. First of all, that is always prioritized. That is always safe in relationships. I'm choosing the version of myself that whenever I fall in love with someone, whenever I love someone, they commit to me. I'm choosing the version of myself that is in long-lasting relationships, in consistent relationships. Whenever I love someone, they commit and they stay. And again, I understand, because the pattern that I was seeing was like, I will be in a relationship and they will leave me. And I understood, right? I had that aha moment where it's like, well, I had that trauma from my dad and my brother passing away. So I had the story of when I love someone, they leave. And it wasn't conscious. It's not like I was dating an SP and I will be like, oh my gosh, he's good. Like, no, like I did not have those two stories attached. But again, it was subconsciously, right? Because of that trauma of like, love leaves me, right? So what I had to do is like, no, again, I am that Erika. I am that version of myself that whenever I love someone, they stay. I feel safe. I am so loved that those people stay with me, right? Because I think you have that story of it's not consistent, right? They're with me and then they abandoned me. And again, I feel like maybe you have that story of I am not a priority, right? Because when we are a priority, that person is gonna go above and beyond to stay, right? To put you first and to stay with you. So change it, change that story, become that, embody that version of you. It's kind of like dropping that baggage, right, that we're carrying, those stories that we're carrying. Even you saying that, like, you have the story of him telling you, right, like on repeat, drop it. When you notice that it's going like, no, thank you, that is not me anymore. With love, or like maybe I'm more feisty, right? But you can do it with love. Thank you so much, but that is not me anymore. Thank you, but wrong person. Thank you, but wrong story. No, thank you. Again, that story exists, but it's all about you saying, I am not that person anymore. I'm denying that version. I'm completely embodying the version of me that doesn't have resentment, right? That is always living from a place of love, right? That is unconditionally loved and loves everyone as well, right? Because when we are holding onto that resentment, and again, I am the source and I'm holding resentment toward SP, since I'm the source, SP has to keep showing up, acting in a way that keeps me in that resentment. because I'm choosing the version of me that is resentful, so it has to keep showing up, right? Because again, I am the source. I'm like the vessel, right? So no, that's why I've said it before, like, you know, it's an act of self-love to see that specific person as someone perfect, because it comes back to me. If I'm assuming that my SP is perfect, I benefit because he's gonna show up as perfect. But if I'm seeing them as how dare you, or like, I can't believe you did that to me and you hurt me and you left me, and right, holding on to that anger and resentment, it's also gonna keep coming back to me, and it's gonna keep hurting me. So out of a place of love for myself, I'm assuming the best of SP and everyone else, right? Because everyone is me, basically. So yeah, I will really highly recommend for you to stop replaying that. No, in any case, revise it, right? In any case, very consciously throughout the day, hear your SP telling you the very opposite of that. You're the love of my life. I want to be with you forever. I want to grow old with you. I can't wait, I don't know, to go traveling the world or whatever it is that you want to do, right? But I'm so excited to spend every single day of my life with you. You're the most important person for me. You are my everything. You are my world. I couldn't live without you. You're my oxygen, right? I need you to survive, like have that story instead of the story of on repeat playing of like, you're not the right person for me. So literally you could say like, yeah, you're so amazing, wonderful, and I want you with me forever. You are the perfect partner for me. I couldn't imagine myself with anyone else but you. I am your right person and you are my right person. We are perfect for each other. I want the best of life with you, right? That's how I will revise it, right? And something else that you can do in that I do is like, okay, if this is my reality, if this is my creation, right? I actually created you, SP, right? I created you because this is my reality. I created you, and me as your creator, you can only show up. I'm only experiencing the version of my SP that I created for me, not the version of SP that wants to be somewhere else. No, I created a specific version of SP for me, for my enjoyment, for my, right? Like I created him to love me, to adore me, to make me feel safe in my relationship, right? You can think about it from that perspective, right? Again, have fun. This is not about thinking logically. It's about thinking like when we were kids. Use your imagination. Let your imagination free, right? There's no limits. So do that, revise that. And again, every single time that you notice that the mind is going to the on repeat of the negative story, no thank you. Again, forcefully or with love. But the most important thing is you're like, not anymore. I'm not gonna keep replaying that. Again, because if you're the source and you are replaying that story, what do you think is gonna keep happening? Also super important, drop the like it's been 20 years. No, again, because if we hold on to that story that I've been manifesting, I've been looking for love for 20 years, then that's the version of us that we are identifying with. So therefore, we're gonna like keep waiting for love for another 10 years or 5 or right? No, tell yourself now, because there's nothing but now. Tell yourself now, I'm already that person that is so lucky in love. I'm already that person that is in like, love is so easy for me. I always get committed to. My love relationships last forever. That is who I am. I'm in that loving relationship now. I always get the love that I want, and it's consistent and it's long lasting, right? Completely drop the story of it's been 20 years. I understand that like you added that, right? Because to give context, but I would really highly recommend for you to don't be that person anymore. That's why Neville used to say, give death to the old man. So you're going to give death to that old story of that version of you that has been manifesting love for 20 years. No, you are that version of you that has the love now, that always get the person that you want, that is unconditionally loved, that they're begging for you to be with them, to commit to them. Hear your SP begging you, baby, I love you, I adore you, I can't live without you, give me another chance. Or just, again, it says everything is good, everything is fine. or hear them telling you, I love that you're my person forever. Again, there are no rules, there are no limits, whatever feels good to you. And then you said something, you said, I cannot believe, because you want to be engaged. You want to be engaged and living together and eventually married, but I can't believe that it will happen for me. Drop that story too. Again, I'm the source. No one outside of me is gonna tell me who I am, because you're letting the outside, you're letting him, you're letting all other SPs, you're letting the outside tell you that you are not gonna be someone that is gonna get that marriage and commitment, that you're not gonna be someone that is chosen and committed to. No. So, and like, I want you to completely embrace the power that you are and tell the world how to show up for you. Right? No one, USP, you're not going to tell me who I am. I am someone that is always loved, chosen, and committed to by who I really want. I created you for you to be my man, my husband, and to live with me forever. Right? I'm choosing the version of you that actually wants to be with me. I'm choosing the version of him that is going above and beyond to be with me, that is excited to spend every single day of his life with me. I'm not choosing the version of him that said all those nasty things. No, I'm dropping that again, because there are multiple infinite versions of him. So you're choosing the version that you desire. And again, this is the wonderful thing, that when you have a desire, whatever it is because it's already created, it's already there for you. That's why you're desiring marriage and commitment and living together. It's impossible for you to desire something that is not already yours. So you have to embody that version of you that is already there, right? And again, how will she think? How will they think? I love that I'm so loved, I'm so adored, life is wonderful. My love relationship is wonderful. And then hear your person telling you how crazy and love and committed to you they are. Right? By persisting in the inner world, that's how it projects outside. But if we're in the resentment and replaying the breakup story or text, we're gonna get stuck in there again, because we are the source of our outside experiences, right? So yes, tell yourself, of course it's gonna happen for me. I am that version of myself that always gets what I want. No one outside of me is gonna tell me who I am. So yes, I'm gonna get it. Yes, I am meant. I deserve commitment and living with my person and that specific person, right? Again, because just the fact that I have that desire is because it's already created. And also something that helps me a lot is like, if I have that desire, that means it's God's desire. So God wants to experience that through me because I'm part of God, right? We're not separate. So who am I to tell God, sorry, but no, thank you. No. So something that I also tell myself, God already decided that you're mine. I already decided that you're mine. So therefore you have no choice, right? Okay. So yes, of course it will happen for you, but tell the world, tell everyone who you are. See how it's about taking your power back and remembering who you are. So again, those SPs and this one as well, they're like, are you really going to take that? Are you really going to allow me to tell you who you are? Okay, right? No, and they're doing it like for us to wake up and say, no, that's right. I remember who I am. I came here to remember who I am and to have fun knowing who I am, the creator of my reality, the God of my reality, right? So what else? So yeah, drop the story of it's been 20 years. And again, multiple SPs and breakups, but every single SP that you went through that with, they were telling you, that is not who you are, right? Tell the world, tell us who you are, and then we'll show up for you accordingly. And also something that helped me, I noticed that I had a lot of resentment in the past with a previous SP. So when I will notice that in the stomach, I will replace it with love. I love you, I forgive you. And then instead of, because we're having the resentment, because we think, you don't love me, why don't you love me? You hurt me, right? No, like send him love and say, I know you love me. I know he loves me. Replace that and you're going to see how you're going to feel better. And that's how magic is going to start happening for you. So what else? I just don't want to miss anything because there were a lot of good things that you mentioned in this question. So yeah, basically, like everything that he said is just a reflection of you, that you're not a priority, you never get the commitment. That no, so again, you're gonna be that version of you that always gets commitment. They're begging you for commitment. They stay with you forever. Your relationships are long lasting. You feel safe and loved. And instead of the breadcrumbs, no, we are abundant, right? In essence, we are abundance. We live in an abundant universe. Like, look at the trees, and they're abundant in leaves. The grass is abundant. Birds are abundant, right? Everything is abundant. Where we put our focus grows. If I'm thinking lack of money, I'm going to get more lack of money. If I'm thinking abundance, I'm going to get abundance. Because again, anything that I put my focus on multiplies abundantly, right? So no, I am abundant, right? The only way I'm gonna think about everything is with abundance, right? So breadcrumbs, I used to say in older videos, like, breadcrumbs are for pigeons and I'm a queen, I deserve the whole pie. So no, you're not someone that gets breadcrumbs, right? Again, have that story. If you know that in the past you were receiving breadcrumbs, no, I am, again, a priority. I always get what I want abundantly. Meaning what? Abundance of everything good, abundance of communication, abundance of them coming around, abundance of like showing his love and affection for me, his obsession, if you want, for me, right? But again, think from that version of you that is getting that abundance of everything wonderful, instead of just the little breadcrumbs that create resentment, and they keep us in that loop of the same thing, right? So yeah. Again, I think it's gonna be amazing if you replace the old story with what I said earlier, okay? And then add up more if you want. I'm sorry, I'm kicking the tripod. Anyways, so yeah, you got this, and everything is possible, because remember, you are infinite, and you are not even powerful. You are the power that lights up the world. And I was reading again, Joseph Murphy, Expand the Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And I was reading the story, and I don't know why, but again, I had that like hunch of like share it in this video. So I'm gonna do it. I'm intending that, you know, it helps. It helps you, it helps all of you. It helped me because it gives me, like, reading these books give me, like, remind me who I am. They give me the oomph, like, okay, yes, that is who I am. Everything is possible. So, okay, I'll share the story. So, Dr. Lothar von Blank-Schmidt, a member of the Rocket Society and an outstanding research electronic engineer, gives the following condensed summary of how he used his subconscious mind to free himself from certain death at the hands of brutal guards in a Russian prison camp coal mine. He states as follows: I was a prisoner of war in a coal mine in Russia, and I saw men dying all around me in that prison compound. We were watched over by brutal guards, arrogant officers, and sharp, fast-thinking commissars. After a short medical checkup, a quota of coal was assigned to each person. My quota was 300 pounds per day. In case any man did not fill his quota, his small food ration was cut down, and in a short time, he was resting in the cemetery. Oh, that is so sad. I'm sorry, I got emotional. I started concentrating on my escape. I knew that, I knew that my subconscious mind will somehow find a way. My home in Germany was destroyed, my family wiped out, all my friends and former associates were either killed in the war or were in concentration camps. I said to my subconscious mind, I want to go to Los Angeles, and you will find a way. I have seen pictures of Los Angeles, and I remember some of the boulevards very well as some of the buildings. Every day and night, I will imagine I was walking down Wilshire Boulevard with an American girl who I met in Berlin, prior to the war. She is now my wife, by the way. See, that's freaking amazing. In my imagination, we will visit the stores, ride buses, and eat in restaurants. Every night, I made it a special point to drive my imaginary American automobile up and down the boulevard of Los Angeles. I made all this vivid and real. These pictures in my mind were as real and as natural to me as one of the tree outside of the prison camp. Every morning, the chief guard will count the prisoners as they were lined up. He will call out 1, 2, 3, etc. And when 17 was called out, which was my number in sequence, I stepped aside. In the meantime, the guard was called away for a minute or so, and in his return, he started by mistake on the next man as number 17. When the crew returned in the evening, the number of men was the same, and I was not missed. And the discovery will take a long time. I walked out of the camp undetected and kept walking for 24 hours, resting in deserted towns, in a deserted town the next day. I was able to live by fishing and killing some wildlife. I found cold trains going to Poland and traveled on them by night until finally I reached Poland. With the help of friends, I made my way to Lucerne, Switzerland. One evening at the Palace Hotel Lucerne, I had a talk with a man and his wife from the United States of America. This man asked me if I would care to be a guest at his home in Santa Monica, California. I accepted, and when I arrived in Los Angeles, I found that their chauffeur drove me along Wilshire Boulevard and many other boulevards which I had imagined so vividly in the long months in the Russian coal mines. I recognized the buildings which I had seen in my mind so often. It actually seemed as if I had been in Los Angeles before. I had reached my goal. I will never cease to marvel at the wonderful wonders of the subconscious mind. Truly, it has ways we know not of. See, and I just want to share this story, and sorry that I got emotional. I don't know why. I think I connected, but so I apologize for that. But I wanted to share that story because this person was like in a concentration camp. He was about to die, right? He was living horrible situations, and what he did was go into the mind. He imagined himself in California. And he imagined himself with a woman, a partner, right? And like he's married to her. So he manifested getting out of those horrible, living conditions, right? He escaped dying, and he manifested being in this country, right? Living a wonderful, safe life. He manifested SPs. He manifested so much with what? With his imagination. So again, we have that power of imagination. That's the power of creation is within, in your imagination. So if this person was able to manifest all of that, we're no different. We have the same power within. So I'm intending that story is going to help you as well. Nothing is impossible. You are the only one that decides what's going to happen. And that's it. It's all about remembering who we are and telling the outside world who we are. And every single experience that we had in the past that was negative is there for a reason for us to just choose differently, okay? So, of course, you're going to get your SP. Again, if you're manifesting money, whatever it is, right? Change the subject is the same thing, okay? Again, thank you guys so much for liking, watching, subscribing. I'm intending that it helped a lot of you. I'm intending that it answered your question. And yeah, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, you know what to do. I love you so much. Bye.